Cheers, everybody. Welcome to Table Titans, episode 5. I'm here without a guest other than Rich Santiago, my commentating partner, and Mike Pulver, president of the Cage Titans. It's fight week.
Yes.
That's all you need to know. Is that this is the last time you're going to see my drunk self and these two people until the fights happen. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to go over all the fights tonight, main card, amateur card, doesn't matter. Anybody who's fighting, we're going to talk about because it's an exciting card, and we want everybody to look forward to it as much as we all are. How you going? How's it going, gentlemen?
Doing great.
It's going.
Yeah.
To top that intro, I don't know what I got, but we got Saturday, June 17th, this upcoming Saturday night, June 17th, Cage Titans 34. We got an exciting event. We got a great card for you. And what do you say? We just jump right in. Right at the top, Manny Bermudez, 9-0, looking to make it a perfect 10-0. Bermudez Triangle is taking on the Triangular Strangler, Joe Pearson, 45-31.
It's a lot of fights.
A ton of fights.
It's a lot of fights.
A lot of fights. His kid's been fighting for 12, 13, 14 years, something crazy like that. Interesting tidbit about this fight is obviously besides the nickname battle, who's going to get the triangle battle? Joe Pearson actually has the record as the fighter with the most triangle finishes ever.
Isn't it true too? Didn't Joe Pearson's never been to a decision or something?
He's only been to one decision. His first fight was a draw. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that that's the case. And everything else is either kill or be killed. So
Yeah,
it's
he's
gonna
45, 31, and 1.
Yeah.
You're right.
45, 31, and 1.
Yeah, it's a lot of time in the cage.
This guy's fought in Pride, WBC.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and he's fought some big names. I think Eric Koch was on that list.
Riot Faber?
Riot Faber.
In the WBC.
Miguel Torres. He's got quite a resume. It's one of the more impressive ones I've seen. And he's still just chugging along, just fighting whoever, whenever, wherever. I'm not sure exactly where he's from, but he's coming in. He's going to be a big Iowa.
He actually originated from Militich fighting system.
No kidding.
Which is kind of funny about this because I know Manny fought on Axis, and Militich was one of the was commentating his fight. And I remember after the fight, and Manny watching the video, he came to me and was like, "Man, I really didn't like how Militich was commentating my fight. He was against him, so maybe this is a little chance for revenge for me."
How's he feel about us commentating this fight? I don't want to take him off.
Luckily, the last couple fights have been pretty quick, so I don't think we've had much
to say.
But obviously, everybody who's probably watching the show is familiar with Manny Bermudez. He's grown from his first amateur fight up to our amateur title, now sitting at 9-0. I mean, this is a pretty big test for him, though. I mean, he's fought tough guy after tough guy his last couple fights. He's gone from, the resume just speaks for itself. He went from 13-2 or 13-3 Rodrigo Almeida, finishes in the first round. Then he decisions 18-7 Saul Almeida, comes back, takes on a college wrestler, and Tony Gravely, who was 8-3, Gravely, finishes him in the first round. I mean, this kid's on a tear, and this could be the last time you see him at Cage Titans.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
let's hope so. Sean
What?
Shelby.
Yeah, Sean Shelby, Mick Maynard, Dana White.
He's got to win. He's got to win first.
So he's
This
only
guy's
had,
fighting so slouch.
yeah, Manny's only had 2 decisions, right?
I believe 2 decisions in his entire career. He was 7-1 as an amateur, won all those fights via finish. He's had 2 pro decisions, but every other one's been a finish. And obviously, with Joe Pearson's resume, he likes to get in and get out too. So
don't blink. That's what we're saying. Don't blink.
That cliche, they get paid by the fight, not by the time of the day.
Not by the hour, yeah.
That's a fun main event.
It's a great main event. It's going to draw a lot of people there, and it's so much experience. It's a big feather in his cap. Man, he can get past Joe Pearson and vice versa.
And obviously,
get back in the win column against Manny Bermudez, undefeated young up and comer. That's going to skyrocket his stock as well.
Yeah, this kid,
Bottom line.
he reached out. I was looking for a fight finder, and he answered the call. And when I mentioned Manny Bermudez's name, he looked him up, and he said, "Listen, man, I'm looking to get on a little streak of my own, and I'm trying to make a name for myself again, and I'll take the opportunity. And I'm looking forward to come in here and kind of shutting down the hometown guy." He was ready to step up to the challenge when not many others. It was kind of looking bleak for a little bit, like we weren't going to get a fight from Manny. Not too many guys jumping up saying, pick me, to step in the cage with him. So I'm excited for this. You'll fight him?
No.
So it was what, like 2 or 3 weeks notice?
I think we took this. I mean, Manny's. What's great about Manny is every time he knows that we have a fight card, in his mind he's fighting.
Right.
So, so June 17th, right when he got out of the cage April 8th, he knew our next one was June 17th. He was going to be fighting on that card. But I want to say probably about 4 weeks before it was looking pretty bleak.
Yeah.
We had a couple guys. We had one guy that wanted to step up, but it just, a little too little experience for Manny, so it didn't really make sense to put him in there with him. So we were kind of hold out and wait till August. But last minute, I was messaging Joe, and unfortunately he didn't get my messages because sometimes Facebook, it goes to other boxes, spam box. He didn't get it. He hit me up about 3.5, 4 weeks before the fight. He was like, "Hey, I'm still interested if it's available." And I was like, "Oh man, I didn't think you were interested because once I sent the name, I didn't hear back from you." He's ready to go, and flights are booked. Let's do this.
Awesome. Cool, man.
Obviously, we've already talked about this fight as well. Another very, very experienced fighter, Jay Ellis, is coming back to cage sides this show. Really 25 and 36. He's taking on Frank Sforza, another undefeated guy, 6-0. Frank came back last event after a 2-year hiatus, doing some military stuff, police duty, all that stuff. And Frank is taking on Jay Ellis. Second fight.
Jay Ellis came out with fury against Giannetti his last fight, and he just flurried right from the get-go, just not giving a single care in the world, caution to the wind, firing. And Sforza fought on the same card. He looked tremendous with the control on the ground against Spencer Higa, but he started falling susceptible to some leg kicks and some strikes. So this is a really interesting matchup between who can really set their own pace first.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to this.
No, that's gonna be a good. It's gonna be a good fight. Frank's giving up some size there. I mean, Frank's truly a 45er. And he's our cage titles champion at 45 as pro. He was our first ever 145-pound amateur champion as well. So, I mean, that's his weight class. He has some military obligations, so that's why he decided to stay at 55 for this fight. Because I think last week he was actually doing his week service, so he wasn't even around the gym training. So that's kind of cut into his weight cut time. So, I mean, Jay Ellis is a tough as nails guy. With these guys that have so many fights and kind of like the wanderers, they go from state to state fighting the toughest guy each state has to offer. And
I guess it's a cool way to travel too.
Yeah, it's a great way to go through your fight career and your fight life. So they're always coming in. They know they're getting pitted up against one of the toughest dudes from the area that probably no one else locally wants to fight. And again, you gotta love Jay Ellis. Jay Ellis actually asked for a rematch with Giannetti.
Really?
First, Giannetti has another fight, which we'll talk about. But like I said, I got Sforza. What do you say? Doesn't matter to me. Send me the name. Send me my plane ticket. I'm
Love it. Love it.
Next up, the next fight we have on the card is another fight we talked about 2 weeks ago in one of our segments. Vince McGinnis taking on Peter Barrett.
No, that fight already happened.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Peter Barrett.
I'd love
We're
to
just
see it
talking
again.
about the two guys that were fighting. Peter Barrett versus Drew Moraes.
All right, there we go.
We were talking about the Vince McGinnis and Peter Barrett last week.
Did you drink a glass of scotch or
I was
something
just
before
saying,
here?
maybe I'm dipping into his drinks. You spike my Red Bull. Drew Moraes taking on Peter Barrett. Peter Barrett, again, people who are familiar with cage fights, they've seen him fight. He's 8-0, I believe 7 first-round finishes, or 7 finishes overall. Another exciting fighter. Drew Moraes, not much is known about him. He does have a wrestling background, so that would probably interesting for the style type of matchup.
Yep.
His wrestling probably will negate Peter's wrestling.
Well, I mean, Peter's wrestling looked on point in round 3 against Vince McGinnis when he needed that third round to really win the fight. He kind of dictated the pace from the third round on with his wrestling. He's been coaching wrestling, so that's kind of fresh in his mind. But Moraes is kind of he's got a bunch of fights under his belt, but a lot of people in the community don't know too much about him. I know he's a powerful wrestler. He's 6-4. He's got a positive record, and it's going to be a true test for Peter Barrett.
Yeah, Drew's coming in on a 2-fight win streak.
Yeah.
We kind of questioned his career about a year or two ago, and he decided to kind of give it one more push.
Yeah.
And since he's decided to do that, he's been on a 2-fight win streak.
That's a big role for somebody who was questioning a career, and then they come back and they start going on a streak like that. Something you can attest to, for sure. What's that feel like when you're really kind of on the fence, and then you get rolling, and then you just surge out.
Yeah, I mean, when I started out, I was 0-3, like most people know, but, just psychologically getting through that obstacle, and then, I got on my roll, I won the title, went pro, I mean.
And been undefeated ever since.
Yeah, I haven't lost since, so, like, if he's psychologically ready for it, I mean, I can attest, like, if you can get past those losses and keep fighting, and like you said, he's won 2 in a row, he's going to be a man on a mission in this fight.
Especially if he's got momentum.
Exactly.
So it's a tough fight. It's an exciting fight. It's an exciting matchup. It's
I
not just a matchup again.
love watching Peter fight. Peter's one of my favorite guys to watch at Cage Titans. And so is Manny. So, like, once I saw that you matched Manny, I was like, wow, I get to watch Manny and Peter the same night. Like, it's awesome.
We're getting to call some great fights this next time. There's a bunch of big pros. Because the next pro fight is, like you mentioned, Vince McGinnis and Joe Giannetti. We've mentioned both of those names so far already in this podcast. That is the next fight. Right?
Yes, the next fight.
That's
Joe Giannetti.
Talk about stylistic matchups. We were talking about this earlier. It's just like who can implement their game plan is really going to have the upper hand there, because Vince McGinnis is a seasoned striker. He looked tremendous against Peter Barrett. His counter-striking abilities are something like I've never seen. I'm so excited to see him come back up to the New England area and fight again. And Giannetti has just been a stud throughout his amateur career, never lost a fight, and he submitted most of the people. So you fall into that trap of those long limbs of his and his slick jiu-jitsu game. Who knows what can happen? So stoked.
Joe looks unstoppable, man. Like you said, he's never lost, right? So, like,
He's 7-0 as an amateur.
He's never lost a fight.
Yeah. He's 7-0 as an amateur.
He struggled in his wrestling life. We did
18-60 as a wrestler.
He has all finishes right now as a pro, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean,
he's only been to a decision once in his amateur career.
Right. And we haven't seen too much in his stand-up game as a pro. So I mean, and Vince McGinnis, when he fought Peter and Joe's a southpaw, Vince McGinnis had that counter straight right down the pipe on Peter Barrett's chin every time. And that's something really good.
Yeah, you know what's great about this card, and as we kind of broke down these first 4 fights, the story really is guys who have grown with Cage Titans with undefeated records between Joe Giannetti and Peter Barrett, Frank Swords, or Manny Bermudez, against arguably some of their toughest tests to date. When you mention all 4 of those matchups, those matchups could truly go either way.
Not easy at all.
So I mean that's a true testament to how exciting this card is, and how much we're really going to learn after this. On June 18th, we're going to know who's for real out of those guys. Just to kind of jump in what you were talking about, Joe. Joe was 7-0 as an amateur. He's 4-0 now as a pro. He has all but one of his fights as a stoppage. So in Vince, I mean, this is the ultimate striker versus grappler.
Such a savage.
Yeah,
Vince is such a savage. He's stone cold. He goes in there, no emotion, just.
Yeah.
He surprised me so much in his fight against Peter Barrett. It was amazing watching him. Not that I doubted his skills at all, but when he came out there and dropped him twice, it was just. And the way the precision in his punches and his knees and his kicks were just so awesome.
I mean, the guy runs a Bang Muay Thai Academy under Bang Ludwig, who is probably one of the most recognized striking coaches in MMA.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, to be able to be belted under him and actually be able to represent him and open your own school, this kid has some legit skills. So as we're wrapping up, we got 2 more pro fights to quickly talk about.
Jeff Perez?
We got Johnny Cupcakes Campbell.
Oh, that's right.
He actually holds the record for the most appearances inside of
Mr. Cage Titans.
Mr. Cage Titans, yes. He's appeared on, I want to say 19 of
We're
our
going to get him on this
35.
podcast.
We'll have to get him in here. But John, everybody wants to. You know how many calls I get every week? Can I be on the podcast? Before we set up today, you were just on the phone with somebody before we shot. They wanted to be on the podcast. I got a message. Hey, get me on the podcast. But anyways, back to the fights. Johnny Cupcakes Campbell's taking on Tim Wheeler. Tim Wheeler, you might have just seen him. He fought on a CES card against Carlos Candelario. Took the fight on 24 hours notice. We were already talking before that, and Tim, after he got out of that fight, was like, "I'm still in. I still want to fight. I owe you a fight," because we had an incident with him probably about 2 or 3 years ago on a fight that he missed for us. you know, I don't want to get too back into the details,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he missed the fight for us, and we haven't had him back since. He's talked to me over the last couple months how he's got his training together and he's ready to make an impression. You know, and at 35, we had cupcakes. He was like, listen, I want to fight whoever you got and prove myself to you. And it's going to be a fun fight. Johnny has kind of had a little resurgence here in 2017. He had a rough 2016. He's bounced back. He's 2-0 so far in 2017. He wants to keep that ball rolling. Tim's a striker. Cupcakes is an exciting striker.
Yeah, well, we said that the past two of his fights, he took the guy down and choked him out.
Yeah.
Not to like throw away game plans or anything like that, but it's not keeping it a secret that he's improved his wrestling and his top game because he's looked flawless on top. You know, just passing. He's been sitting in like half guard, just ground and pounding, softening guys up, and then taking them back and finishing.
Well, I think for a long time we've known
Really
Cupcakes had that stand up.
Yeah.
And, you know, he kind of, people expected him to come out and be that flashy guy.
Oh, yeah.
And he kind of fell into that mold and maybe probably getting away from game plans and thinking he had to stand with people. So I think he's got away from that. He's doing what wins fights.
I know
win fights.
I know literally nothing about Wheeler. I think I've seen him fight a couple of times. But,
It's pretty. He's tough.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw him fight Johnny Lopez in a reality fight, and that was a good fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and then our last pro fight is a fight that was rescheduled from our last event. Jimmy Manning taking on Montoya Swirling.
All right.
This is another big contrast in styles. Jimmy the Tooth, ground guy, loves the ground and pound.
And he's old man strength.
40 years old,
Oh,
still competing.
Bro, don't kill me for saying old man strength for you. You're a nice fellow, but dude.
And he's
He's
taking
just-
on Montoya Swirling,
Oh.
who's he's really long, really rangy, loves to stand and trade.
He's looking for his first win, right?
He's looking for his
Yeah.
first win. This kid
He's hungry.
rededicated himself. He started training at ATT. I think ATT Connecticut. Don't quote me, so I apologize. But he started training at a really tough, legit school. He's turned things around. And what better way for him to get in his first win column if he could upset Jimmy the Tooth?
Yeah, Jimmy's another one of my favorite guys to watch. Man. He just comes out like a bat out of hell. He goes in and he goes to finish fights. He's just fun to watch, man.
Absolutely. So there you have it. That's all I got for you for our pro card. If you want to come back, segment 2, we'll go over the amateurs.
Absolutely. I'm down for whatever. But yeah, a lot of professional action coming up in the main card in just a couple of weeks. Please, get your tickets. Don't miss it. We'll be back, session 2. All right.